backup elements. I love you here on Blogz on Ballz. Billy, the song is not dedicated to you, but are you there?
I've got you loud and clear.
Brilliant. Now, folks, we're not entirely sure of our listenership right now, but now that Sport Billy is on, Sean, we have one more listener.
Hey.
Welcome, Mrs. Warren Brosnyhan from Serengeti Golf Estate. Welcome to the show. Sport Billy's #1 fan. Billy, very quickly, how you been, bud?
Yeah, I'm all good. Huh? It's another tough day in Knysna. Got 18 holes at Samola just after lunch. So.
And which retired president / politician / arms dealer are you playing with today?
Well, most of the guys I play with are generally over 60, so it's quite unsocial because they're all off the seniors tees. But anyway, got to do what you got to do.
Oh, that's brilliant, bud. Now, we've Sean and I are having a really great time. It's already 11 past 11, so we're going to bring you in here. We're going to do the icon of the week. Now, that's something I really want to kind of keep going because, like I said, at the end of the year, we're going to get this person into studio, no matter where they are. Such will be the honor of this award. So I've got 3 nominations, and we're basically going to vote on this. The first one up is Robin Peterson. Many say he's not good enough for Test cricket. Here he is, though, scoring a very useful 80, getting the wickets when it counted, and before you know it, we had beaten Pakistan in the second Test. Thoughts on that?
It was a big performance. I thought a lot of people's criticism of Robbie Peterson beforehand was just they didn't quite see how he fit in with the spinner in the team. But I just think compared to what we have, I just think he's a good balance between the holding nature that Paul Harris offered, but without the kind of attacking, wicket-taking flair, which you need at some point if you're only going to play one spinner. Or Imran Tahir, who might get you the odd wicket but just didn't have any control whatsoever.
Yeah.
You get with Robbie Peterson, you get a guy that can control one end and turn it quite a lot. And he's an intelligent player as well. His one-day record has shown that.
Well,
so
I'm surprised
I just think he needed a big effort like that.
Yeah,
Just to
I'm surprised he didn't get more turn because he showed in that's okay. I know it's a subcontinent, but he showed in that one-day World Cup that he can get some pretty square turn from time to time.
Yeah,
he's definitely the best ambidextrous cricketer that the Proteas have ever produced.
Okay, so we get Robbie P as first nomination. Second nomination, none other than the Vern Philander. Billy, take us away on this one.
Yeah, I mean, Vern, I was actually looking at his stats for this year. I mean, we all thought his sort of, his first couple of tests that he played, when was it, end of 2011, were, absolutely phenomenal. But if you look at his stats over the last 3 or 4 games, he's fairly close to that.
I think the average is almost identical. Like it was 13 in 2011, and I think his average is 12 or 13 now. It's insane.
Yeah, it's in the
almost
teens.
Exactly the same. So, I mean, he's back in that. I mean, it's just incredible that he's sustained this. Even, it's a relatively short career. It's still incredible. I mean, I think his overall average is up to about 18, which I'm sure he's getting a bit nervous about going over 20 at some stage.
But that's the thing, and this week he showed again how he's here to stay. This is our frontline new ball bowler. Graham made a good point that perhaps with the new ball he lacks a bit of penetration. An extra yard of pace could be a big thing for him. But again, that's like a real first world problem, so to speak. The guy's fantastic with the new ball. He gets the job done. Our second nomination for Icon of the Week. Third nomination of the week, it has to be Graham Smith. The success is fantastic, and we can pinpoint all these key players, but it all comes around the nucleus of which his captaincy is. He really is holding things together, and I think the team is as strong as the captain, who is very strong right now.
Very settled. Has to be the most settled captaincy situation in the world at the moment.
Yeah. So those are our three guys. Billy, we'll start with you. What's your vote?
I would probably go with I think with the Burn.
Sean?
I'm leaning towards the Vern as well.
Okay. Unanimous. Icon of the week is Vern Philander. Now, I think he might actually be our icon of the year. So first strike for Vern in a very, very good topic. Next up, guys, we got our big discussion for the week. We talked about Vern. Talked about his fantastic ability to basically just stay on the forefront of new ball attack. Graham Smith is the captain. Our topic this week is, what is the current World 11 in cricket? We're going to go to a song, but basically when you come back, we can take your tweets at Ballz Radio. Welcome back to Blogz on Ballz, here every Tuesday, 10 till 12. Sean, it's actually been so much fun doing this whole desk thing. I've had to say words like stand by, I've back announced, I've front announced. Yeah, this show's only going to get slicker. So join us every Tuesday, 10 till 12. Tell all your friends. You can listen live on balls.co.za. You can also watch us live. There's the option of Ballz Visual Radio. We will become a bit slicker on as far as putting things onto the screen. As I said earlier in the show, still finding my way on the desk. Thanks so much for your tweets. Our discussion topic today is what is the current World 11 cricket team in Test matches? Naturally, with the Proteas being world number one, we have a fair stake in the players here. Just going to turn that down. So we're going to kick off with our two weekly every week we have our two panelists, at Sport Biddy Says and at Simply Sean. Of course, I act as a mediator as these two doyens of sport go head to head, bringing up all the topics. So guys, we are going to start, basically we're going to name 1 to 11. We're going to open up with two opening batsmen, go 3, 4, 5, number 6. We are going to, I think, have some sort of requirement here that number 7 or 8 has to be an all-rounder in our team. We have to have at least one spinner, and then you guys can argue about the rest. So first up, who is the number 1 opening batsman? Sean.
I would start with Alistair Cook.
Okay, Billy?
Yeah, I've also got Cookie in there.
Okay, guys, we are going to be quite brisk because I think there'll be a couple of topics that are quite contentious, and I think you have to look at the stats and think Alistair Cook, he's definitely my number 1. The guy's rates, he's been boring as all hell. I mean, I think a guy called Telford Rice wrote a story about the fact that he's bad for cricket. Stats don't lie, though. Alistair Cook's been phenomenal in the last couple of years. So he's going down as our number 1 batsman. Who is going to join him at the crease?
Well, personally, my vote goes for Graham Smith. One of the factors would be that I've got Graham Smith captaining this team. If Graham Smith isn't your captain, then there might be a bit of a debate. But otherwise, I think if Graham's your captain, then that for me that's my opening pair sorted.
Yeah, sound reasoning. Billy, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, I think any man that can impregnate his wife twice in 13 months deserves to be in the team.
Yep, he can wield the willow, Kane Graham Smith, and he is number 2. Again, I'm going to put Graham in there. I think he's solid enough. People always knock his technique, but again, look at the stats. The guy scored huge amounts of runs. He's aggressive, and he's a great second innings player. That's one of the rare things about him.
You got both guys that can hang in there and average about 50. I mean, how many other openers in the world can you say that about now?
Completely.
No, I mean, Smith, I checked his average from starting from the beginning of 2010, and he's averaging 44, which is a little bit down on his career rate. But I don't know if you guys watched the live broadcast when they talked about that he's rated the 6th best in the world ever in terms of second innings average. I think he averages 56 or so in the second innings, which is phenomenal. I mean,
yeah,
absolutely.
But Billy, that said, 44 takes the shine off the new ball, huh?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Oh,
but I mean, Cook's only averaging 48, so I mean, since beginning of 2010.
My only doubt of putting Cook in, because I don't think he'll be that great in the fines meeting. He strikes me as a softie. One boat race, the Oak will be speaking Spanish, and he'll be on the floor.
Oh, but you need one. You need the one guy to pick on.
But then again, you know, as they always say, put you around better players, you'll raise your game. All right, guys, who is the number 3 batsman? Who is in at first drop?
I got to say Hashim Amla, me.
Hashim Amla? Billy?
Yeah, unanimous, I'm sure.
Unanimous indeed. The Hash comes in with a fantastic rate, strike rate, scoring rate, average, the whole deal. He plays well on turning pitches. He takes the new ball well. He's just a phenomenal character. He really is.
Also, not much present in the fines meeting, but
yeah, look, I think we already see the Achilles heel of a super talented team. Right, that opens up to number 4. Who's your next batsman, guys?
I say Jacques Callis. What do you say, Billy?
Well, I kind of penciled Callison as my all-rounder.
Yeah, me too.
But, you know, coming in at 6. So I've gone with Michael Clarke.
Okay. But for the sake of just going in numbers, I know you went to Michael House, and addition wasn't the biggest thing there. Well, numbers, that is. I'll be happy if we go with Callis at 4. It's going straight into Michael Clarke at 5.
Yeah, I don't mind. Australia always bat Michael Clarke at 5. And personally, I would bat him at number 4. I think he's their run getter all over them. So I don't know why they don't bat him at number 4. So I'm fairly interchangeable with those ones, but I'm happy either way with Callis and Clarke 4 or 5, whichever order we put it in.
It's like, I mean, you can really toss a coin for that one. I think Jacques probably gets to pick where he bats on the side.
Yeah, true. Guys, look, another reason why I want to do this, because I actually want to post this list. It's not often you get 3 absolute experts in sport coming together to make something so comprehensive. So we're going to go with Michael Clarke at number 5, which brings us to number 6, which isn't going to be Dean Elgar, is it, Sean?
No, it will not be Dean Elgar. Not for me.
Who's it going to be?
It's close for me. It's very close between Kumar Sangakkara and Shivnarine Chanderpaul. But looking at their years,
you're also paid by Sandals Resort.
Sangakkara's had a pretty good record last couple of years, but I've got Sangakkara. Sangakkara would be my guy.
Billy?
Yeah, I mean, just for the sake of the people watching the game, I think Sangakkara is a better bet there. You've got one guy who, I mean, he's a pleasure to watch, and then you've got the crab, who's been in unbelievable form, but cheapers. I mean, you want to gouge your eyes out after watching him.
Completely. You want to watch T20? No, you don't.
Yeah,
guys, I'm gonna agree with you there. Kumar Sangakkara has probably got one of the best cover drivers in world cricket, and when you think, this guy's like Hashim Amla and Jacques Kallis around, he's a beautiful batsman to watch, and he's good. He's got some fighting spirit, huge experience, which then brings on to number 7, which could be our more traditional all-rounder. How you guys see it?
Oh, this is an interesting thing here. I mean, you'd asked me a couple of months ago, I would have put Matt Pryor, definitely. When I still wasn't sure about the A.B. de Villiers experiment, but now I think we have to bring A.B. de Villiers into the reckoning.
Well, I don't want to say it when numbers 4, 5, and 6 were glossed over, but yes, I think he's got to be in the team.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's certainly proved the detractors wrong that said the keeping was going to affect his batting. He's lying 4th in the world rankings at the moment, behind Amla, Clark, and Chanderpaul. And he's also pretty handy with a microphone, so I'm going with AB.
But, Billy, I'm sure you'll appreciate this insight. Have you noticed that now he's become more entrenched as a keeper, he's become more vocal? And this is what the game needs. The game needs AB on the mic again.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's loving all the action on the mic, I think.
I just really want, at some stage, to say, mark your dromevar when Robbie P is coming in and he's in a bit of a lean spell. I think that it'll be TV gold, cricket gold.
You should just
I think
start
that's
singing.
only going to happen if Umpy, what's his name? Umpy.
Let's just go with Umpy.
He should just start singing in quiet moments of the game.
Yeah. He knows a couple of words in Hindi. I think he can actually sing Abba's Dancing Queen in Hindi, or the first verse anyway.
Yeah. You get the slips going, backup singers, it'll work.
Okay, guys, so AB's our unanimous number 7. Number 8, who's it going to be? I'm thinking we're going to go with a spinner in this position.
If we say spinner now, it's got to be Saeed Ajmal.
Okay, we haven't made a venue for this hypothetical team, but we're essentially going to think that we're going to look at 3 seamers. So, in my mind, number 8 is going to be Saeed Ajmal.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, for the sake of choosing the spinner at 8, I think him. I don't know if he would bat at 8 in this team.
Well, in saying that, look, I think we have an overview just now once our full team is down. Saeed Ajmal at 8, if AB's at 7, Sangakkara at 6, I think it's a pretty decent top order.
Yeah, I'm not sure what kind of bowling attack is going to get to it, but we're going to be thinking of declaring by the time he hit Saeed Ajmal.
Yeah, if we're looking for Ajmal to score a 60 or we die, I don't know if this team's
we're in real trouble against the Mars 11. Yeah.
Okay,
the
so
downfall of this team could be going to Australia, where the after-match activities could take them down. But, as it did the last World Test team.
You've got Michael Clark. Well, look, we'll get to this. Stop jumping the gun here, Billy. Number 8, Saeed Ajmal, unanimous.
Yeah, well, as our spinner, we'll figure out the batting lineup later.
I mean, he's definitely the premier spinner in the world at the moment. I mean, Graham Swan is sort of on the back burner, but you can't. I don't think you can complain about Ajmal in there.
No, of course not. Thanks for your tweets. We have many suggestions. We'll get to. I think we're going to take a song just now. I think we'll get to some of the suggestions, but there's some really great teams coming through. At Jeff Lawton 04 suggests that Cook Watson. We forgot about Watson, but let's not worry about it just now. We didn't forget it.
No, we didn't forget about it.
Jeff Lawton reckons Cook, Watson, Hash, Clark, Cullis, AB, Sangakkara, Swan, Stain, Gary Player, and Vern. What a team.
It's Gary Player, the all-rounder there.
Yeah, I think he's ended up a few wickets out of the death there. Guys, our number 9, our first seamer, who's it going to be?
Our first seamer, should we just say who'd be opening the bowling out of this team? Should we do it that way?
Look, let's just go with that. We can worry about bowling after that.
Call me biased, but Steiner Philander?
Billy?
Yeah, I've also got both of them.
Dale Steyn, number 9. Werner Philander at number 10. Look, if Vern's batting at 10, there's nothing wrong with his tail either.
Yeah, look at this moment. I'd have Philander 8. Steyn 9.
Okay, look, Ajmal will probably bat 10.
Ajmal 10. That depends. We pick on number 11 as well.
Okay. So who's our last teamer going to be?
I think this is probably the most contentious issue.
Don't do it, Sean.
Here. What? Don't do it. No, I'm not.
If you say Mitchell Johnson, you're out of here.
I know what he's going to say.
We're not picking Mitchell Johnson. I'm not picking the other one. No, I've got 2 little ones here. I've got either Jimmy Anderson, Morne Morkel, or I thought for an outside. If we're going to think about using the the way the Proteas use their 3 attack and
Yep.
just replicate that in the World 11. You've got to think about Morne Morkel. Or for a little bit of an outside bet, which might surprise a couple of you oaks, Kemar Roach had a hell of a year last year. He bowls really, really fast. If you have an attack of Philander, Stain, and Roach.
Kemar Roach, seriously.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, look, I'm mediating this thing. I'm not going
Jimmy Anderson.
to step in. Billy, Anderson, Morkel, or Kemar Roach. Those are your 3. Definitely a swinger at the end there from Sean. Surprised you didn't go for Tino Best. Anyway, what's your take on the number 11 position?
Yeah, I looked at Anderson. I mean, I kind of had a look through the
Sure you did.
rankings, and I see he's
Yeah.
up at 6th. But I mean, if you look at it, he's taken 48 wickets since the beginning of 2012 at a strike rate of 70, which is something Paul Harris would be proud of.
Yeah, he didn't have a good year. He really didn't have a good 2012.
And and averaging at 29.
Yeah.
Whereas Morkel takes him at 29, but his strike rate's at about 57. So
Plus, there's the variation he
basically,
brings.
I'd go with Morkel. But I'm actually I think every team needs a bit of a knob in it, so I'm going to select Peter Siddle.
He's not bad.
Yeah, he's got 44 wickets at 23, striking at 48. I mean,
Well,
that's
and this
that's
is-
a shade above what Dale Stain's done since the beginning of 2012.
Look, it's a good point you make because we needed that first change bowler, and he's a real workhorse despite being a vegetarianist. You want to go with Anderson because he's quite prolific when the conditions suit him, but he's not going to take the new ball with Stain and Flander with it. So I think he rules himself out there.
Yeah, that's
You
what I
make
was
a good
thinking.
point. If we're not allowed to select Gary Player, then we need a vegan in the team.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm going to say Peter Siddle.
I quite like this. Cause
Peter Siddle.
Yeah, because you put the worst workload on Peter Siddle,
Yeah.
and he can't complain. He's in the World 11.
Look, he's also going to take care of those groupies that no one else wants to, being an Aussie.
It
Just
also
hold-
depends
just hold
who
an end
we're
up while
putting in
Slade
charge
does
of this
well.
team, because if it's anyone from Australia, they'll probably rest Siddle anyway.
Okay, so look, unanimous guys, Graham Smith is the captain of this team. Okay.
Yeah.
Are we going to hazard a suggestion on coach?
Sure. It's a hard one to judge. So should
Okay.
we say Gary Kirsten? Or
Yeah, I
do
think
we
we
think
gotta
outside
go.
of Kirsten?
Well, we're not going to say one of the Chappell brothers, although Ganguly's not in this, so there's no tension. Yeah, look, I think this is unanimous. Our team, the Blogz on Balls panel team for today, the best the World 11 and Test match level right now is Alistair Cook, Graham Smith, Hashim Amla, Jacques Cullis, Michael Clark, Kumar Sangakkara, AB de Villiers. He will be our keeper, yes?
Yeah.
Yep. Syed Ajmal, the spinner, Dale Steyn, Werner Philander with a new ball, and Peter Siddle to run in and bowl 60 overs on the trot.
Into the wind.
Into
all
the
day.
wind if
Yeah.
needs be. Okay, keep your tweets coming at Ballz Radio. We're going to... Here comes a hot stepper here on Blogz, on Ballz. We're talking about the hot steppers of Test cricket right now. Thanks so much for your tweets. Just going to rattle through a couple of them. We just announced our team, which we think should be the world's number 11 right now. Sorry, the world 11 right now. Veds, with many Zs on Twitter, reckons Cook, Smith as captain, Umla Cullis, Clark, de Villiers, Watson, Philander, Steyn, Ajmal, and Anderson. Just Sean, very quickly, why did we just gloss over Watson completely?
Well, ahead of Hamler, ahead of Smith.
Yeah,
ahead of Cook.
exactly. He's not an out-and-out opener in my book.
Yeah,
He's there because the Aussies need him as one, but not in this world team.
Yeah, I think it's dividing. It should divide opinion a lot more in Australia than it does, to be honest. I mean, I see him
completely.
as a middle order guy. I see him as the set all-rounder that should be used in a classic all-rounders way.
Yeah.
I think it's just covering for the paucity that they have in talent and in other
He's
areas in the
also
top
been,
order.
I mean, in a mess of injury because
Yeah.
he bowls so much. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I saw one of the guys. It might have even been in Shane Warne's manifesto part 4, suggesting that Watson should actually give up bowling and just concentrate on batting.
Yeah, like you should also give up some really dodgy endorsements that don't involve his shirt. Flippy Fun Sale says Cook, Sangakkara, Hash, Clark as captain. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Cullis, AB as the keeper. Shakibul Hassan.
Shakibullah Sun.
That's interesting, Flippy. Vern, Mitchell Stark, Steyn, and Ajmal. Is that 11 players? I can't count. Thanks, Flippy. Just going to go through a couple of other ones. Loving this morning show from Lauren Watson. Who's hosting? Well, Lauren. Hi, I'm Ben. How you doing? We've been through that one. Some new followers today. Daryl W. We've got Francois Stormrood. Yeah. Look, I think everyone's got the same sort of team that we have. A couple of players in and out. One such person who seems irate that we put Ajmal in is Barry Harvengard, loose impediment. He says, "Have you ever heard of Herath? 60 wickets last year."
Yes, I've heard of Ranghouden Herath. Yeah,
I've also heard of him. I think Burger King's heard of him as well. Billy, what's your take on that left arm spinner?
60 wickets and about 59 initials.
Yeah.
How many of those were scared Kiwis suffering from sunstroke in Sri Lanka?
I know quite a few confused Englishmen in Sri Lanka as well in that series.
Yeah, Sri Lanka's. Okay, so to put a little twist on this, now, do you remember when the Aussies were so invincible? I think this is going to happen a lot when we start talking about how good this Proteas team is. We're going to think about the Aussie team at the turn of the century. I know that sounds old-fashioned, but when 2000 came, it was a turn of the century. Now, what happened was they took on a World 11. They were so good, they were so dominant, that the ICC put together a team captained by Graham Smith, and now on this very show, we're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to put together a World 11 that could take on the Proteas tomorrow and hopefully give them a good game. So, same formula, guys. Who's going to open the batting for that? Alistair Cook again?
Yeah, well, if he's in the World 11, has to be in this team.
Okay, who's going to join him? Now that Smith's not in it.
So now, what do you say?
I don't know. I looked at Chris Gale. I mean, he's languishing at 26th on the rankings, but you look at his averages, and he averaged 58 last year and 53 this year. And I think he's just the sort of guys that the Proteas wouldn't want to. Depends what sort of pitch, but if we prepare something a bit flatter, you can just take the game away from him.
And you gave Sean stick about the Cuba Roach call.
Well, surely Chris Gale's too cool not to leave out of a World 11.
He is pretty cool.
Yeah, but he wouldn't want to play on day 3.
You might have a Bangladesh Premier League game on day 3. You don't want to clash with that. But but if we're going to go for an opener who's going to take the game away quickly, so if we look at that style, so who's Chris Gale's competition? David Warner, Virender Sehwag. I mean,
I think we're missing you on here. Sangakkara, he can open, right?
He doesn't do it much, but he can, I suppose.
He can do anything. He's got a law degree, Sean.
Should we just stick Sangakkara at opener and do this?
Billy, are you serious about Gale?
Yeah, but at a push, I would maybe even go for Watson.
At a push. It still seems a bit sad to me that Watson's going to have to make the 11.
Billy, we're going to push you for a final answer there.
I think in interests of the makeup of the team, I'm going Watson.
Sean?
Okay, let's go Watson. They're going to need an all-rounder as well coming up as well.
Okay, so for the ladies, Shane Watson gets into the world team to take on the Proteas. Who's coming in first drop?
Do we go with Jonathan Trott? I'll take that as a no.
No, guys, I'm mediating this one. You go for it.
Trott's, listen, you got to give him his dues. He's as boring as hell, but he can stick it out.
Yes, but is that a world team choice, though?
Where is the competition here with the top order batsmen, though? Is that, apart from... there aren't blessed with many top orders that can deal with top-class bowling attacks at the moment, as we've seen.
No, well, you wouldn't... Okay, well, look, you wouldn't pick a Kiwi. Poms have got Trott. West Indies have got trouble. Sri Lanka, Sangakkara's name comes back.
Sri Lanka would be like Sangakkara now.
You've got to try consider an Indian at some stage.
What about Virat Kohli?
I wouldn't have faith in him as my number 3, though.
Me neither. Not at this stage. I wouldn't think of Virat Kohli at first drop. I think if we've got Watson, we should probably stick Sangakkara in now. It's probably the way to go.
I would go with Sangakkara.
Yeah.
Billy?
Yeah, fair enough.
Okay, so number 4.
Number 4 number 4 can be Michael Clarke now, I vote.
Yeah.
Correct. Number 5.
Number 5. Now, do we go...
You got to go with the crab, surely.
You got to think about Chanderpaul soon, surely.
Well, this is where it gets interesting, because now we've got some more obvious choices in the middle order. You can't deny Kevin Peterson.
Yes, you can.
You've got to again think, is there an Indian player? There's no West Indian player. Ross Taylor, no.
No.
Shivnarine Chanderpaul.
I think you got to. For me, I think you got to have Shivnarine Chanderpaul either at 1 or 5 or 6. You, Billy?
Yeah, I would go with Chanderpaul at 5.
Okay, so we've got Chanderpaul at 5. Now, this top order, just to recap quickly, we've got Alistair Cook, Shane Watson, Kumar Sangakkara, Michael Clarke, and now Sandals Resort's finest, Shivnarine Chanderpaul. Who's on number 6?
Who should we say? I'm thinking maybe... so So, I mean, it's not going to be anyone from the New Zealand order. Should we do Vert Coley now?
Someone's got to do him at some stage, huh?
What do you think about Vert Coley now, Billy?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's unbelievably talented. I'm not sure. I'm just trying to think of his form lately, but I would think that he's worth a shot there. Yunus Khan, maybe.
Well, see, I was about to get into that. Yunus Khan, I would love to have that guy go to battle for me. He's such a great player.
Look, that was a brilliant century that he scored.
It's not easy being good in a crap team. Let's be honest, this Pakistan team has got lots of flaws, but Yunus has a lot about him.
Do you maybe think about that? Because I might want to push him up a bit. So maybe Yunus Khan at 5 and Chandapal at 6, something like that.
Jeez, look, I would toss Chandapal personally, but you guys both like him.
His record's amazing, Ben. At some point, you have to give the guy his dues.
I don't want to. Just like you won't acknowledge Kevin Peterson, Sean, I will not acknowledge Shivnara and Chandapal.
I'll give you a shocking fact about Chandapal that I've just noticed looking at the rankings. Is his best ever ranking is higher than Michael Clark's best ever.
Whew.
901 points. That's above Hashim Amla at the moment.
If you're in the 900s, you're special, sure.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, we're going to have to push you. Number 6.
Number 6, I say Yunus Khan. What do you think, Billy?
Yeah, Yunus Khan.
Yeah.
Okay, nice. That's spelled with a U or an I.
I say an I.
Okay, moving on to number 7. It's a pretty solid top order, that. Moving on to number 7.
Your keeper now, surely. Matt Pryor?
Yeah.
It would have to be Matt Pryor. I think the guy's got a lot of fight, a lot of tenacity. He showed against us at Lords. He's a special player. Like, he's a massive knob. Just read any sort of cricketing publications to know that he's a bit of a cock tonsil. Billy, can we endorse that term on him?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I mean,
he is a cock tonsil, but he's number 7 in the World 11, which goes to number 8, and this is where we start talking spinners.
Now we got Ajmal now again, surely.
Yep.
Now do we go with 2 spinners or do we go with 3 seamers again?
Well, this is it.
I think you're playing the Proteas. I'd go with 2 spinners and Ashmal and Herath.
Yeah, that's the way to think about it. That's the way to do it.
Okay, Ajmal and Herath, because you've also got Watson at the top here, so he's kind of like that sort of third seamer. Yeah?
Yeah, no, definitely.
Okay, so we've got Ajmal and Herath. Barry's going to be happy now. We've got Herath coming in at number 9, so basically leaves us with our 2 seamers. Who is going to take the new ball against this Proteas team?
Do we vote Jimmy Anderson as one of them? I know his last year wasn't great, but I think he'd still be up there.
Yeah. I would think you probably have to.
Yeah.
You probably got to go with Anderson and Siddle.
At Siddle, do you go still? Not Mitchell Stark.
Yeah, we haven't thought about any lefties.
Can you make the ultimate world team and then not make the sort of wannabes?
Yeah, but we have a motive with Peter Siddle in our ultimate world team.
I think by choosing a second specialist spinner, Siddle just kind of lost his shine.
Yeah, it's a tactical selection. That's what we'll tell him.
What about being really arrogant and going with Lonwabo Sotsobi?
And Marshant Lange. Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, guys, what's it going to be? Who's going to take the new ball?
I think Jimmy Anderson.
Jimmy Anderson?
Yeah, I say Jimmy Anderson.
And
definitely.
the other one?
Should we do Peter Siddle?
Yeah, I'll go with Siddle.
Oh, so Kimar Roach is no place now, huh? Okay, so Siddle and Anderson.
Yeah, as long as there's no place for SCJ Broad.
Well, look, we said it's a World 11.
She can carry the drinks, right?
She can carry the drinks and be the physio. So, guys, that's pretty much it. We've got our World 11. That's going to take on the current Proteas team. Just to recap, if you've only just started listening now, the topic for discussion today was, what is the current best World 11 in Test? We decided, between the 3 of us, that it's Alistair Cook, Graham Smith, Hashim Amla, Jacques Callis, Michael Clark, Kumar Sangakkara, AB de Villiers in at 7 as keeper as well, Syed Ajmal, Dale Steyn, Werner Verlander, and Peter Siddle. Now, if this hypothetical team was to be taken, or all the Proteas taken out of it, and we were to make a fresh World 11 to take on the current Proteas team, it would then be Alistair Cook, Shane Warne, Kumar Sangakkara, Michael Clark.
Sorry, Shane Watson, not Shane Warne.
Oh, darn. See, that picture, that disgusting picture is ingrained in my mind, and I can't even think straight. Okay, so, sorry, again. Alistair Cook, Shane Watson, Sangakkara, Michael Clark, Shanda Paul, Yunus Khan, Matt Pryor, Ajmal, Herath, Anderson, and Siddle. Captain? Clark. Or Sangakkara.
I say, good question, actually. I say Sangakkara, who sometimes seems to be an unwilling captain.
I would choose Sangakkara any day.
Yeah.
You can't have a hairspray captain for this team. Simple as that.
I mean, no one's going to get on with Clark anyway. So.
Nah. Well, on Twitter, AJ Skip is asking, where is Zahir Khan? Well, I'll tell you what, he's probably on a couch somewhere. Sorry, that guy's never going to make a world team in my book.
He had I saw him in the England series where I thought he was absolutely awful.
Since he started wearing eyeliner and he got into the clutches of the IPL, he cannot be anything serious.
No, absolutely. And he's carrying more pounds than most Englishmen.
Yeah. Well, guys, discussion's been fantastic. I think we got into a general consensus here that those teams are solid. We're going to take another little break, and coming back, we got what's happening this week. Huge sporting week ahead. And talking about Zahir Khan, this one goes out to him. Here now with Sexy Boy here on Ballz. We cut that song short, even though Sean was starting to get into the chorus quite vigorously. Just a quick little point, Billy just brought it up now on Twitter, is that not a single Indian was in our world team, with or without the Proteas. Kind of telling that, ever since they held the mace, that poison mace, they've really gone to nothing.
Well, ever since they lost Gary Kirsten, maybe.
Well, there's also that. Billy, your insights, as always, so appreciated here on the show. Okay, so we spoke about the fact we've got a very big game weekend coming up. We've got the Essential World Match Play, the golf, starting on Wednesday. We've got India versus Australia's first test, featuring those players we did not pick. That's starting on Friday. Also starting on Friday is the Proteas are playing Pakistan again, Centurion, without Morne Morkel, so it'll probably just be a straight swap with Kleinfeld. And then we've got a whole host of proper Super Rugby matches. We're going to start off with the golf. Billy, anything interesting that you want to chat about in that?
No, not really.
Sean?
Well, what I want to ask is that should there be a real difference in quality of player that I should look at when it comes to match play as opposed to the usual stroke play?
That's a very good question. You're already so much more valuable to the show than Billy is. Great question, Sean. Great question. Yes, match play it's all about playing your opponent, not worrying too much about the score. You just need to be better than him. That's where a guy like Ian Poulter comes to the fore. Watching him in Ryder Cup is goosebump stuff. He might not play as many.
For the money, yeah.
What's that? Poulter?
No, yeah, I'm just saying that. I mean, that guy's record's phenomenal.
It is phenomenal, and it's great as a spectator sport. I know sometimes you think golf, you don't think spectator sport, but there's some great matchups, and again, it's man on man. Just to give you a quick little glimpse on select first round matches, world number 1, Rory McIlroy is fighting out with a fellow Irishman, Shane Lowry. Interesting to see how Rory goes, because he hasn't actually played in the tournament since he missed the cut.
That's right, yeah.
With his new stupid clubs. Charles Watzel taking on Russell Henley of America. Hope to do that. Louis Oosthuizen, our top-ranked golfer. He's taking on Richard Ramsey. Brendan Grace takes on Robert Garrigus. Ernie's taking on Frederick Jacobson, who just missed out in the playoff last week, so he's in some good form. Tiger Woods taking on Charles Howell III. Martin Keimer plays our very own George Coetzee. Jason Duffner takes on Richard Sterney. And with that, I've lost the visual. Here it goes again. Adam Scott's taking on Tim Clark. And just another one of interest there, Luke Donald taking on Marcel Siem. So this is all taking place from Wednesday onwards. India versus Australia, first test starting Friday. Do we really care?
Yeah, I do. Well, I'm interested to look at it. I want to see how the competition of test cricket is going to go in the kind of between guys ranked 3 or 4, if they can look to build in the future.
Personally, I wouldn't mind the Aussies giving them a good going over here. I think Indian cricket needs to shake itself up. It needs to forget about all the fireworks and adverts in between balls. It needs to realize that Test cricket actually means something. And you can put the timeline together. Gary left. IPL became everything and everything. The Test team has definitely started to waver, and they've got to get rid of Tendulkar. They've got to see who the next guy is. And I think a good drubbing here against the Aussies could do that.
Yeah, I like the Aussies in this one. I mean, they took us really close.
Yeah.
Over there, and I think they'll have the beating of India.
Okay, and then third test, we got Pakistan again.
I don't think this is going to be as close as the Cape Town test. Me personally, I think the Centurion pitch is going to be quicker. It's going to be a lot more movement that they struggled with at the Wanderers. I thought Newlands was Pakistan's best chance.
It was. It very much was.
And this team's got, and the South African team, it's got an eye for the kill now. It's like it's going to try to win these dead rubbers.
Hungry like the wolf, huh?
Yeah.
You haven't got the Duran Duran song picked up.
No, so if I was to make a guess, I don't think this game's going to be as close as the last one was.
Totally agreed. Moving on to Super Rugby. Last year we were 2 for 2. Guys, I think we should do this once again to show how what experts in sport we are. We need to be very good in our predictions. So we're going to run through the games this weekend. First one up is 8:35 SA time. All the times about to list now, all South African time. Highlanders versus Chiefs. Guys, very quickly, winners?
I'm picking Highlanders. I'll go home team that one.
Me too. Billy?
Yeah, Highlanders.
Okay, Highlanders over the Chiefs. Next up, on Friday at 10:40, we've got Rebels versus Brumbies.
Yeah, bit of a snorefest, that one. But I'm saying Brumbies. I think the Brumbies can squeeze them out away.
Brumbies, Billy, Brumbies?
Yeah, Brumbies away.
Which then brings us to the big one, Friday, 7:10, Bulls versus the Mighty Stormers.
Ooh, goosebumps for that one. I think I've got to say Stormers are the favourites, but this is going to be a hell of a game on Friday, folks.
Well, the Bulls keep losing players.
As he shifts over to the fence.
So what? As I shift over to the fence? No, look, I think you've got to call the Stormers favourites in this game, me personally. So
calling it, Billy?
Yeah, I like the Stormers. I mean, I see Alistair.
I know you like the Stormers. Are they going to win? Come, quick.
Yes.
Very good. And then on to Saturday, we've got Hurricanes versus the Blues. That should be an interesting one. Saturday, 8:35, Hurricanes, Blues.
Yeah, I'm going for Hurricanes home team there.
Likewise, at home, Blues, yeah. Billy, agree?
Yeah, Canes.
Okay, Reds versus Waratahs. We're going to miss this one, but we might as well talk about the result now.
If you are the type that's very interested in it, it's a derby where anything can happen. It's being long-term rivalry there.
Bloody right, it can.
The Waratahs are unpredictable. I think this is a hard one to call. And
I'm going to stick my neck out and say the Reds have played a game, so they'll be a little bit more into it, so they'll win this one at home. Billy?
Yeah, I think the Reds at home.
Okay, Sean, this could come back to bite you. Right, next one up, another home derby. We've got Cheetahs versus the Sharks, Friday, 5:05. I'm going Sharks.
Yeah, I'm going Sharks too.
Go Sharks.
You don't have to ask, do you?
I wasn't. I was going to move straight along to the marquee match. Kings versus the Force, Saturday, 7:10.
The marquee, that's what it's all about.
Yeah, I had to use the word marquee at some stage in 2013, and I chose that.
England versus France is also on at 7 o'clock, but we're all going to switch to watch some real rugby as the Kings take on the Force.
Kings versus Force, what's the deficit going to be?
What's the deficit going to be is the question. Oh, man alive. Jeez, I don't know. Hey, I don't know. I'm a little worried. I'm worried about this, to be honest. I think it could resemble 20, but I don't know.
I'm going to go with Force by 20, Billy. Okay, wait, I'm being insensitive here. This is Billy's first home game. Billy is a Kings fan. His blood will always run with Sharks, but he's a secret admirer of the Kings. Billy, what are you going to go for?
Yeah, living in their catchment, I got to back the Kings. I think first game at home, they're going to shock a few people and pull off a win.
Cool. I'd love it if they did. I'd really love it if they did.
On that absolute bombshell, we're going to close the show out today with a little bit of fun sporting trivia. As we all know, Ryan Giggs is older than Gandalf. But how old is old? Well, when he made his debut on March 3rd, 1991, I didn't even know what girls were back then. It was a long time ago. This is what the ages of the squad members were on that day when he made his debut. Paul Scholes was 16 years old. Rio Ferdinand was 12. Carrick, 9. Vidic, 9. Evra, 9. Van Persie was 7. Fletcher was 7. Wayne Rooney was 5 years and 5 months. Nani was 4 years. Danny Welbeck was all 3 months old when Giggs made his debut. And Jones and Powell, 2 other squad members, weren't even born. So, testament to Ryan Giggs. Being Welsh does have some that's an upside. You can sing and you can play football for very, very long. That's it for this week on Blogz on Ballz. You can catch the YouTube video that's going to go up. You can catch the SoundCloud that's going to go up. Stay with us every single week, Tuesday 10 till 12. All your rugby insights, cricket insights. Basically, if it's hot, it's happening, it's interesting on sport and on the internet, you can find it right here on Blogz on Ballz. From me, Ben Kopinski, a.k.a. Follow the Bouncers. Goodbye. Sean?
Yeah, goodbye.
Billy?
Yeah, cheers, guys. Good show.
Okay, we're going to play out with something that Billy does often, but hey, don't judge him on that. You got The Cure, Boys Don't Cry. Catch us here next week. All the best.